Hello, hello. All right, I am going to dig right in because after sharing the exciting news that Autumn Calabrese of BODi is now coming out with a hormone health program for the new year, I've been getting lots of questions because, as many of you know, I have been getting a lot of hormone health knowledge and certification through a different program of Hormone SYNC. Some of you have gone through it, some of you haven't. I know a lot of you have been interested. So now the question arises, like, how do these compare, these two programs? The Hormone SYNC that you've been learning about for the last year, and Belle Vitale. Belle Vitale? I think that's how you say it. Okay, so giddy up. I'm going to share a lot, but honestly, for the BODi program, Belle Vitale, with Autumn Calabrese, that program isn't released yet. So I don't know a lot about it. I know some inside scoop, but there's going to be a lot that's going to be releasing about it. The reason why I'm coming here live now is because I know a lot of you heard about the pre-sale that's happening now. So that's why I'm sharing what I know now. So hopefully that'll help you make an educated choice, right? But again, there's going to be a lot more coming. So just to give you a little bit of an insight, the pre-sale that's happening now and why people are asking now is we're doing the thing that for $20 from Monday for the next 2 weeks, you'll get a piece of the Belle Vitale program. It's called a liver detox. It's not supplements. It's not like a juice cleanse. It's nothing drastic. It's lifestyle changes that will help your liver function better. Fun fact, your liver is actually what secretes and gets rid of your excess and unused and old hormones. So if your liver isn't functioning well, those hormones, if they're not excreted, they stay in your body and they cause imbalances and issues. So this is just one small piece of hormone health, right? So anyways, for $20, you get this liver detox. And the reason why a lot of people are like taking it a little more seriously is because if you would get this $20 liver detox, you also get first dibs when the program comes out in December. Her programs always sell out. So to have the first shot, a time frame where you are able to purchase before other people is huge. You also get that $20 back as a promo code on the program if you decide to purchase it. You also get access to Autumn's own group in the new year to go through it with her. And there will be no other ways, she said, to get access to this group that she's going to bring through. So for $20, you're getting all that. So now most of this video though is going to be focused on the two programs. How do they compare? Because they, first off, are not the same. Not the same at all. They're more different than alike, if you ask me. So first I'll just go quickly. And honestly, I'm going to try to go quickly through everything because if I would talk at length, this would be an hour long. No one's got time for that. So always just reach out if you have specific questions. The Hormone SYNC program that I got certified in, that I've already just today is the last day of the 8 weeks of those women going through it with me. There's a lot of pieces to it with both programs, but a big chunk that Belle Vitale does not have, Hormone SYNC, is that you actually learn about the ebbs and flows of your cycle and you pair up the kinds of workouts that you're doing with the time of your cycle. And this isn't just menstruating cycle. This is also for postmenopause, menopause women. We sync you up to a different cycle because your body is still cyclical. Anyways, long story short, that's a huge piece of that program. It's like learning your cycle, understanding it, and actually matching the energies of your body with the workouts that you do. I will tell you, I have never felt better in my entire life. I will tell you, I am strong. It's very heavy lifting focus. There's a little bit of everything, but that's a big focus of it because honestly, as we age, building muscle is huge. You naturally lose it. So if you want to keep that metabolism and all the things, you got to keep that muscle around. So that's Hormone SYNC in a very, very small nutshell. I will say that for women who are just starting out or super overwhelmed, Hormone SYNC might not be the best thing because you have to track your cycle to get the most benefit. And it's just it's one more thing to think about, right? So some women, especially beginners, are just not in the stage where that's something they want to tackle. So that's a pro and con, right? But yeah, I just cannot say how good I feel right now. Okay, so that's Hormone SYNC. Another piece of Hormone SYNC the program that I've been certified in and been doing for the last like 6 months to a year, a big part of it is like eating a lot. We are all about like fueling your body till you're absolutely full, energized, keeping your metabolism high, so you're building that lean muscle, eating the healthy fats. Like, honestly, most people learn how much I eat and they're like, holy cow, that's a lot. Like that's how we eat. So you are crowding out the temptations because you're so full from all the healthy foods, right? Like, it's just a completely different way of thinking about food. And again, I think it feels amazing once you wrap your head around it and actually start fueling. It's like nothing like it. Okay, that's Hormone SYNC in a nutshell. I will also say that in those groups, I do next level educating for your body, for your, like, I go into birth control, I go into endocrine disruption, I go into educating you about your cycles, about what happens to your body when you hit perimenopause and menopause. Like, there is a lot of education. The girls who just got through my group are like, oh my God, that's a lot. It's a lot. And honestly, we're not taught these things. And by learning it, that's how you actually start figuring out what's going on in your body and what kind of changes you need to make, because we're all different. We all have different imbalances. We all have different lifestyle factors. We're all in different seasons of our journey. So Hormone SYNC is a lot of just learning, which helps you in the long run massively, right? Okay, now, Belle Vitale, very different. And honestly, I will also say that, like, as I've said in other videos, hormone health education for women is still evolving, it's still growing, and honestly, we're all still learning, because actual research done on women and our bodies and actually taking hormones into consideration did not happen until like 10, 15 years. Everything past that was only done on men. And if women were included in the studies, our results were only included if we fit the trend. So effectively, we're ignoring the hormones and how that changes things for anything past 10 or 15 years. All of those medical studies, wellness studies were not done with women's hormones taken into consideration. So all that to say, I only know what I learned, right? And so I am honestly just really excited to find out more of the science that is going on behind Belle Vitale, because if you've been following Calabrese and the test group members that are going, the pre-test group members, because honestly, we do a lot of testing on our programs. Like, we do not roll things out until it's been tested multiple times. But anyways, the people who are going through it right now, like, they are actually getting full-blown hormone testing panels, blood tests, urine tests, all the things to show that this program actually works, right? It's one thing to look better. It's another thing for anyone to know that inside of you is actually doing better too, right? You're actually having positive effects to your hormones, because a lot of wellness programs will look good physically, but inside it's causing more havoc and imbalances and metabolism issues in the long run. So anyways, the results that have been shown both on a physical level and a testing level have been astounding. So I'm excited to continue to learn how they're doing it. What I know is, first off, most of the training is Pilates. And if you're like me, you're like, I don't know about that. But I also know there's a lot of women that do not want to lift heavy, do not want to build that lean muscle. So I'm excited to have another, low impact, hormone healthy way for you to train, right? Some movement is better than no movement. So this will be Pilates. I will say also, one thing I am excited about the Pilates is that it is going to be, if you did 9-week Control Freak on a control track, it's going to be using a control track as well. It's going to be a little different bands, different handle, because it's not the same moves. But if you did anything with a control track, you know that it burns out your muscles in a way that nothing else does. So it's not going to be like easy yoga Pilates. It will definitely build muscle and burn it in a new way because of a lot of it being on the control track. I do believe there will be some lifting weights as well. I don't know how much. I highly doubt it's going to be heavy lifting like what we're doing in Hormone SYNC. So again, different, right? Not the same animal. A big piece that Belle Vitale has, and they're incorporating, which I am super excited about, is stress management. Again, I think it was 9-week control freak where Autumn Calabrese did a lot of breathwork videos. This program is going to have a whole section of videos all focused on stress management, helping you do that breath work. That's something I've been learning in Hormone SYNC too, but it's not a big focus of the program, is just how important breath work is, especially with our adrenals, especially as we age, especially with all the things. Like, it really helps our hormones get in better balance and be in a healthier mindset, body, when we're calming down. If you're like me, you don't do it enough, right? So I'm really excited for that focus in this as well. Nutritionally, this is where I have the most to learn, and the most that I'm like, this doesn't line up with what I learned. But again, the testing's showing it's working, so I'm excited to learn more. So on Belle Vitale, I don't know a lot, but what I do know is that it's a 12-week program. So honestly, Hormone SYNC is 3 weeks, but you repeat it 3 times. So it's the same, 12 weeks and 12 weeks. But in that 12 weeks of Belle Vitale, there is some pieces of your cycle and of the program where you're doing fasting. Again, if you've been hearing me with Hormone SYNC, we don't fast. We eat a lot, right? So doing periods of fasting is something that I've done in other programs in the past. But from what I learned, that wasn't a good thing for our hormones. But if you follow a lot of functional doctors and stuff, there are people who definitely still believe in its validity, especially for helping boost your metabolism for short periods of time. So I'm excited to see how they do that. Another piece of it is low carb. How low carb? I don't know. Is it just pieces of the program, or is it the full 12 weeks? I don't know. But again, that's something that Hormone SYNC, we are not about. We are about like eating. So it's different. Very different. But one thing I will say, that no matter what, like, I am all about, again, educating you on what's happening in your body and just lifestyle things that will be the same in both programs. I would say don't let yourself get too consumed by one being right and one being wrong. Honestly, I think they both have valid things that are going to be beneficial to you. For me, honestly, I see this Pilates program as a good kind of change up for 12 weeks before I go back to heavy lifting, because I love how I feel while I'm doing it. Maybe I'll change my mind. I don't know. But I do think that if you do heavy lifting for a full year almost, like I've gotten to, it's good to take 12 weeks to mobilize, to work on your flexibility, to do all those other things, because they are very real and very beneficial to you too. So that's me. Now I will go through very quickly my opportunities that are coming up for both sides. Like I said, we have a $20 deal right now, and that's why I'm going on and educating you now. Definitely let me know if you want that, because it's limited to 2 weeks or 24,000 spots to get that $20 liver detox and first dibs to the program and an Autumn's group in the new year and all the things. But otherwise, everything else launches in December for that program. So aside from this $20 liver detox, I won't have groups. I won't have anything going through this program, right? Because it's all being worked on yet. Hormone SYNC, like I said, I have been loving it. I just finished up an 8-week group on it. So I do plan on launching another Hormone SYNC group. It will be at 8 weeks again, and it'll go from October through November. I think that's perfect timing for a lot of us. Get it done before the new year, before Belle Vitale, if you want to do that too. And after August insanity and September kind of calms down, so we can really focus in on that. So that's kind of my plans coming up, if that interests you. Honestly, I just want to encourage you again to not ignore this piece of your wellness, because it matters. It absolutely affects your energy. It affects your cravings. It affects your moods. There's so much of, once you get in touch with and get that education of what's actually going on, it's amazing how things click and you think, oh my gosh, like that's why I was craving that. That's why I feel that way every time of the month. That's why. And for so many of us, we just like dismiss these symptoms. I haven't hit perimenopause yet. Not big time, a little bit. That happens as early as 35, so maybe I have a little bit and I haven't noticed it yet. But anyways, there's a whole new host of symptoms. I've heard it's like your second puberty, where your body's going through all these things again, right? And so many of us just accept it as like, that's just how it is. How I feel during my period, that's just how it is. These cravings, that's just how it is. Perimenopause, that's just how it is. And even a lot of people go to doctors, which, last note, I'm going way longer than I planned, but another note I want to say is I do have now a partnership with a functional doctor if you are interested in actually getting testing and a consult from a doctor that can prescribe lifestyle. Obviously I can help with lifestyle too, but they can actually prescribe like hormonal replacement therapy if that's something that you're interested in, medications, anything like that. A lot of people go to just a general doctor, maybe their annual doctor, and they're given an antidepressant, or they are given just birth control. They are given like Band-Aids. And I am not about Band-Aid society. I'm about really getting educated on what's going on in your body so you can actually get to the root cause and not be putting Band-Aids on these situations, right? So you can actually not feel nuts, not feel a victim to what's happening in your body, and really understand it enough that you can, again, get to the root cause and get feeling better. So that's what I'm about. I will stop, and I've gone longer. Thank you, all of you that have been hanging on. Please watch from the beginning if you haven't. And as always, I'm here to help. I'm learning a lot. I'm really freaking passionate about this because I know and feel the difference. And I've seen the difference in others, but just know I'm always an open book, and happy to help any individual questions that come my way. All right, take care.